Hello friends, welcome to the Blockthrasher Daily Morning Update. It is February 5th and I am so glad that you have tuned in. I think we've got a great show here coming for you. Lots of good information. We're going to take a look at the market, look at the top news items of the day. The market continues to be super hot. All-time highs on a number of coins, including Ethereum. We're going to talk about, is Bitcoin potentially a dystopian hedge? And are we in a dystopia at the moment? For a lot of people, that probably is the case, and we're going to think about that. Also, got a little known crypto gem that I want to talk to you about today that I think could just explode and could change the world. I'm super excited about it, and so we're going to talk about that. Let's jump into the market overview and take a look at prices today. The total market cap is at $1.16 trillion. That's up a little bit from yesterday. It was 1.12 yesterday. Volume, however, is down, which is interesting. Bitcoin is going up 3.08%, sitting right at $38,202. Now Ethereum just continues to just blast off to the moon. Earlier this morning it was at 1666.66. Now I don't know if that's a little bit scary for sure, but anyway, it's not there any longer. Now Ethereum is sitting at $1,732. That's a 7.63% increase in the last 24 hours. Love it. Beautiful. XRP is also up 11% to 44.5 cents. Polkadot coming in at $20.89, up 5%. Cardano has just been killing it. Cardano has finally broken the 50-cent barrier and is at 51 cents. It's up 19.3% in the last 24 hours. We're going to talk about some of the reasons why that might be the case when we cover the news items of the day. Litecoin sitting at $155.61. Chainlink, $25.93, up 9.57%, looking very good. Binance Coin has been doing well for some time now, and it is up today 10% at $59.49. Dogecoin, of course, everybody's been talking about Dogecoin. A lot of people kind of flamed me yesterday for my video when I was talking about some of the issues with Dogecoin and that people need to be careful because pump and dump schemes, they can often be kind of great for a really quick flip if you time it right and make some money. But if there's no fundamental reasons for that coin or that project to be valued at such, and then when everyone just decides to pull out their profits and it dumps, you can get hurt and you can get burned really, really bad. And a little bit of validation for that today with the price was down 16% earlier this morning. Right now it's down 7.3%, which of course is nothing, relative to the fact that it was up 500% in the last couple of weeks. But we will continue to watch and see what happens with Dogecoin. Uniswap's holding steady, up 1%. at $20.77. All right, let's jump over to CoinMarketCap and look at the winners and losers for the day. For the last 24 hours, coming in as a top winner is OXZRX, up 85.56%. Right underneath that is Maker, up 63.75%. Then Kyber Network, up 52.19%. Losers, UMA was a winner yesterday. UMA has been going up. Of course, it's a 7-day winner, still up 208%, but it has dropped 17% today. Swissborg is down 9.17%. Dogecoin, oh look that. It's dropped even since we were looking at the price just a moment ago. It is down 9.55%, down 18.77% in the last 7 days. We will continue to watch that and see what's happening. All right. Let's move on to our first news item of the day, which comes to us from Daily Hodl. And they're asking the question, Bitcoin, is it a hedge against the dystopian present? Not the dystopian future, but the dystopian present. When asked about the potential of Bitcoin in a recent interview with Bloomberg, Kenneth Rogoff, an economist and Harvard faculty member, conceded that the cryptocurrency has a future, but only if the future is dystopian in nature, which is quite interesting. So what if the dystopian future is already here? The writer of this article asks, without wishing to engage in linguistic inflation, let us start off by defining the term dystopia. A dystopia is simply a community or society that is undesirable or frightening. One needn't be living in a Mad Max nightmare to find modern day existence both undesirable and frightening. Unlike utopias, which are both idealistic and unattainable, dystopias are both brutal and entirely attainable. From Resident Evil to RoboCop, truly dystopian societies are violent, often brutally so. However, one needn't escape into the world of fiction to find volatile societies, with rates of violence reaching dangerous new highs in major cities like New York and Ontario, for example. Acts of brutality are alarmingly common. And as Cormac McCarthy, magnum opus, taught us, dystopian societies are also mired in poverty, considering that 45% of Americans have absolutely nothing in savings. That's staggering. I mean, that is something that should just frighten absolutely everyone. 45% of Americans have absolutely nothing in savings. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They have no emergency backup fund. Everyone should have an emergency fund. That is step number one. It's safe to say that daily existence is a dystopia for a sizable portion of the United States. What we're seeing is that many people obviously are doing very, very well, but there's a bigger gap that is occurring between the wealthy and the poor. And for those people that are in the bottom, they are experiencing a dystopia in many ways, especially with COVID, especially with businesses being shut down, especially with people losing their jobs. In fact, there's a story that relates to this out just today concerning that. It says the U.S., this is from CoinDesk, has added fewer jobs than expected in January, boosting the case for stimulus. So this is also good news for cryptocurrency, because we know that every time the Federal Reserve and the federal government create stimulus, they print more money. They increase the money supply. There's more dollars. There's more dollars chasing fewer goods, especially in a slower economy like this. And so what ends up happening is commodities and assets, prices, they begin to rise, and cryptocurrency especially so, and that has something to do with what's happening in the cryptocurrency markets now, with them being on fire. Of course, there's other factors as well, like mass adoption that's occurring and institutional investors coming in and so many other things that we could talk about. The report will likely influence negotiations over U.S. President Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus package over the coming weeks. This is just unbelievable, the amount of stimulus that's being discussed. I mean, our debt was $26 trillion. I think we're up to $29 trillion, and that's an increasingly large portion of our GDP, right? Which is like, somewhere I forget now, but $13 to $20 trillion a year or something like that. The debt is greater than the GDP, I believe. So it's just a continual process of printing. This is devaluing the purchasing power of the dollar. And it's causing people to rush into things like cryptocurrency. And going back to the whole dystopia kind of concept, for many, many people, cryptocurrency could be that hedge. Bitcoin can be that hedge. Other cryptocurrencies can be that hedge against the loss of purchasing power of their dollars. People have traditionally looked to gold and gold and silver have been an not anti-inflationary, but a hedge against inflation. The beautiful thing about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that are limited in supply they are a deflationary asset. They are limited in supply. That means there's a certain amount that will be created, and there will never be any more. So everyone's fighting over the same tokens, or same number of tokens. Moving on, ARCANE Crypto. More good news. ARCANE Crypto is a fund that has been listed on a regional division of the U.S. legacy exchange NASDAQ. The firm both manages a portfolio of cryptocurrencies and has invested in several Bitcoin-related ventures, such as brokerage and payment processors. This morning, the CEO says, we rang the bell, the NASDAQ bell, on First North GM at $200 million valuation. So ARCANE Crypto is just taking part in offering their stock as something close to an EFT. It's not exactly that, but it allows institutional investors to get exposure to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. This is just another step, another example of things moving in a direction where there's regulatory compliance for those people, institutional investors and accredited investors and others who want to go that route because they don't want to invest in crypto on typical exchanges and self-custody and that sort of thing. All good news. Positive news. Also good news, Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, has posted that he is running a Bitcoin node. He's fired up a full Bitcoin node. The Twitter chief will soon be helping to validate the Bitcoin blockchain after posting a picture of his node synchronization in process. Now, Jack's node is only at 2%, according to, as we can see in the picture that was posted. But this is also an interesting thing to pick up. Obviously, we've had Elon Musk recently putting Bitcoin in his profile on Twitter, and more people like that, like Jack, like Elon, talking about Bitcoin, talking about their involvement in it, saying things like it's inevitable. All very, very good for crypto. Now, we mentioned earlier when we were looking at the market that Cardano has been doing incredibly well, and today it reached a high of over 50 cents. Why might that be happening? Just a real quick update on Cardano. Cardano is the 6th most valued cryptocurrency ever in terms of market capitalization currently. Excluding stablecoins, US dollar Tether, USDT, which whose capitalization is controlled by Tether Limited, Cardano is now in the top 5. If you remove Tether, Cardano is in the top 5. Probably soon to be 4. Hopefully number 3. I think eventually someday 2, if not number 1. ADA witnesses double-digit 24-hour upsurges for the 4th consecutive day. It should also be noted that the ongoing pump is followed by a massive trading volume. According to Binance's CoinMarketCap, it added a whopping 37.58% in one day and just closer to the 4.8 billion level. All right, so here are the things that are happening within Cardano that could be making that happen. Merry hard fork, new Ouroboros, and Project Catalyst 3. February's ADA rally should be attributed to strong technical fundamentals. Yesterday, input-output HK seamlessly activated Merry hard fork in the testnet. As such, Cardano's ADA Canary network is living under Goguen rules now, according to Tim Harrison, Marketing and Communications Director of IOHK. This upgrade is crucial as it paves the way to the DeFi ecosystem on a multi-asset Cardano ADA. So basically, they launched Merry. It went seamlessly. There's no troubles, and it is opening up the door and now presenting the opportunity for those native assets, those on-chain native assets to be created on Cardano. And this is very interesting because this will open up the window for smart contracts and allow for decentralized finance to occur on the Cardano blockchain, where these coins that are on the Cardano blockchain are going to be able to be swapped in a DeFi project like Uniswap, but with no fees, right? Everybody knows that right now with Ethereum and on the exchanges, the decentralized exchanges like Uniswap and 1inch, etc., the fees have been hitting crazy high levels, like $20 for one transaction. With Cardano, it's not going to be that way. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens moving forward with this. Also, Charles Hoskinson teased the major revamp of Cardano's consensus algorithm, so Ouroboros. So there's a new Ouroboros being released. It's called Ouroboros Omega, which will summarize all milestones Cardano has achieved since its inception. Right? So lots of good things happening. The other thing is Project Catalyst, which is going to be the governance mechanism for Cardano, is being rolled out, and it's inching closer to final rounds on its 3rd iteration. And so what happens within Project Catalyst is there are funds within the Cardano Foundation funds, or whatever they have. There are funds available for projects that are voted on and win within the Project Catalyst. So if someone has an idea, they want to build something, they can go in, they can make a proposal, the community can vote, and that can get funded, which is actually quite cool. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. All right, really quickly, I'm just going to go run through an article that I wrote for blockthrasher.com to give you a little bit of a taste of what the content is like there. I encourage all of you, please visit blockthrasher.com, sign up for a membership. You can get a free membership, which gives you access to almost everything. There will be exclusive member-only content that is coming, and that's for a very affordable price, $5 a month. You'll be able to get that content if you like, and I'd love to have you support what I'm doing with that as well. But right now, most everything is free, and you can get this there. So why should everyone invest in crypto now? Why should everyone buy? Here are 6 reasons to invest in crypto now. Number 1, crypto is predictable. All right, so let me explain what I mean with that. Most cryptocurrencies work the way that you might have thought money worked initially. I know that I did way back in the day before I read things like The Creature from Jekyll Isle or The Web of Debt, and I started to really look into how our monetary system works. I thought that it was like a single pie, and everyone was fighting over that same pie to get a slice. And if someone had 3 or 4 slices, that meant I couldn't have that slice or whatever. And I just thought that's how it was. Like, it was fixed. And there's a certain amount of money in the US, and everybody's fighting over it. And, but that's not how it works at all. It's nothing like that. It's not even close. In reality, ever since the Federal Reserve abandoned the gold standard in 1971, what happened was it was like, instead of there being one pie, it was like there's one pie and then they make another pie, and then they make another pie, and then they make another pie, and then they make another pie every single day. It's like rabbits making babies. I mean, it's more and more and more and more. So the graph here that you can see on screen below shows how that money supply has been increasing over time, right? This is actually a graph of the M2 money supply, but that money, the money supply, the number of dollars that exist goes up and up and up and up and up. You know, so people think things get more expensive. They think gas gets more expensive, whatever. Well, that inflation that happens every year, that's just simply a function of the fact that there's more and more and more money be pumped into the economy, and in every single year. Now, this is a very complex and convoluted thing, and if you want to learn more, I've got a book there which helps with that I just alluded to earlier called The Web of Debt. It's a great read. Of course, you can read The Creature from Jekyll Island and many other things as well to get some info on how that all works. But how's crypto different? Well, most cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, are limited in supply. So it is like a pizza. Right? There is a single pizza, and everybody's fighting over that pizza. And now you can cut those pieces up. Sure, you can, until the point where everybody's just a little, you get one slice of pepperoni, right? But the point is you got that slice of pepperoni from that pizza, and eventually it is finite. At a point, there's no more to go around. And I ran the numbers at some point in time, and I think if every person in the world held Bitcoin, it was something like they could have $1 or $2 worth or something like that. I'd have to look back at that. And maybe I covered that in this article. I don't recall. But anyway, this is one reason to be the number one reason to be purchasing crypto and investing in it, especially with those projects that are good, that have a good track record, that have a limited supply. Now, there are some that don't, like Dogecoin and others that are inflationary. Even Ethereum is inflationary. There is no limited supply. It can go to infinity with Ethereum, for instance. All right, so be careful with that. Number two, crypto is deflationary. I've pretty much already described how that works, so I'm going to just bust right past number two. Number three, crypto is just getting started. This is just the beginning. BitcoinMarketJournal.com did some research and showed that only 11% of Americans currently hold the most popular crypto, which is Bitcoin. So if you talk about the altcoins, it's even far, far less. If you walk down the street today and ask people if they own Bitcoin, it's still going to be a low percentage of people that are going to say, yes, I do. Of course, that's changing. And with major figures like Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey and others talking about Bitcoin and starting, saying it's inevitable, and this institutional, wave that's coming in, it's changing rapidly. You got Robinhood, and you've got PayPal, you got other onboarding, you got Cash App, and all these onboarding, all these ways that people can get in now. This tide is starting to turn, but it is still early, right? It's still very, very, very early. So that's another reason to get in. You're not too late. Also, number four, crypto earns passive income. There's a ton of ways that you can stake cryptocurrency and earn that passive income. You can mine cryptocurrency if you want to and earn that passive income. I have another article which talks about 7 ways you can make money with crypto, where I cover some of those things. So, you cannot go and get a bank account where you're going to earn, 0.1% or, not much, right? But with cryptocurrency, you can. Even with stable coins, there are solutions like Abra and BlockFi, which will give you 7 to 10% on a stable coin. So that's a guaranteed return, right? All right, number five, crypto removes middlemen. Now, every time you use a bank, every time you use some sort of institution to send money back and forth or whatever, there's fees, right? Now, within crypto, there are fees as well, sometimes on, like with the Ethereum blockchain, but there are chains, even Bitcoin, where the fees are extremely low, and there are some where the fees are nothing, almost minuscule, practically zero. Cardano is going to be like that, for instance. There will be fees, but they'll be very, 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 very low. So crypto removes these middlemen, which also is an issue with trust, right? Now, when you're dealing with a bank or you're dealing with a centralized third party, you have to trust them. Have you ever given money to a friend and said, hey, I owe so-and-so, please give that money to them, and later found out money never got there? Well, that's the third party that you have to trust to get the money to the person they're supposed to get to. Well, crypto is not like that. It's all automated. It's all done mathematically, programmatically on-chain, and it's verified and guaranteed to happen and guaranteed to work. So it removes those middlemen, and anytime you have middlemen, you have to trust them, and there's also additional cost involved with that. So it's a trustless. When people talk about cryptocurrency or blockchain being trustless, that's what they're talking about. It eliminates those middlemen, right? All right, number six, crypto is global and trustless, which I just alluded to. Crypto is global, so this provides resiliency. So even if one country or one regulatory agency or entity, body tries to outlaw or regulate away or restrict crypto in a certain area, well, it's global, and so it would take a global. I mean, many have said the only way to actually shut down Bitcoin, for instance, would be to shut down the entire internet, which is not something that's going to happen. So there you have it, 6 reasons why everyone should invest and buy crypto and get into the space today. All right, gonna move on to the coin highlight. Now, this is the crypto gem that I think is set to potentially explode. It's just got some phenomenal people behind it, phenomenal potential, and let me tell you what it is. It's called AGI. That's the ticker symbol, right? It's the coin of Singularity.net, and Singularity.net is a global artificial intelligence marketplace. Singularity.net allows anyone to create, share, and monetize AI services at scale. This is the world's first decentralized AI network. So this is very, very cool. Basically, what's going to happen here is that there will be different providers, different creators of artificial intelligence. Maybe they create a platform, something that will rip the lyrics out of a song and then create it as text, or all kinds of things like this, like tasks that artificial intelligence can do. So the creator of Singular.net, Ben, which we're going to be talking about here a little bit more in just a moment, Ben Gortzel, his idea is to create a marketplace on the decentralized network, on the Singularity.net chain, where you can, if you're a business that needs these artificial intelligence services, you can pick from here and you can pick from there, and then what also can happen is that these different artificial intelligence solutions can work together, right? So it can be like maybe one doesn't fit everything you need, but you can find the solutions that you need and sort of pair them together, and you can purchase them through this marketplace. And if you're an AI publisher, you can sell your services, your artificial intelligence system on that. All this done through the blockchain. AGI staking, you can stake this coin as well. So as I was mentioning earlier, passive income, love it. You can jump in there and check all of that out if you want. A lot of staking already happening and going on currently. A little bit about the founder, Ben Gortzel. Ben Gortzel is the CEO of the Decentralized AI Network. This is Forbes.com doing a little bit of a profile on who he is, right? He's the chief science advisor of Hanson Robotics. He was, where for several years, or maybe he still is, he led the team developing the AI software for the robot Sophia. So if you've seen that, you've seen his work. Dr. Gortzel also serves as chairman of the Artificial General Intelligence Society, the Open Cog Foundation, the Decentralized AI Alliance, and the futurist nonprofit Humanity Plus. Dr. Gortzel is one of the world's foremost experts in artificial general intelligence, a subfield of AI. So here you've got a cryptocurrency that really is little known, that is headed up by one of the world's foremost artificial intelligence experts, who also happens to be a good guy. I've watched a lot of his videos, and he's talked about how artificial intelligence is going to happen. Now, it can happen in a way where it's mostly controlled by the Googles and the Facebooks and the centralized companies and entities of the world, or we can go the open source, decentralized blockchain route and allow for different creators to invent and build their artificial intelligence solutions and then market it and sort of all come under that umbrella. And this is what Singularity.net is all about. Very, very, very cool stuff. Singularity.net, AGI, it is at 10 cents, up 10.6 cents. Looking at the chart, it's just been on a constant climb. Something else, you can get it on Binance, you can get it on Uniswap. It is currently an Ethereum token, but that reminds me of something else I wanted to talk about in terms of AGI. Ben Gortzel, the CEO and founder of AGI, has stated that they just can't do what they want to do on Ethereum. And this is one of the problems with Ethereum. It was intended to be the global computer of the world, and the transaction fees and the speed just isn't there to do what they need to do. So AGI is actually teamed up and is partnering with Cardano. And there's videos out there you can just search for and watch them if you want. They're incredible to watch. Of Charles Hoskinson and the founder of IOHK and of Cardano, and Ben having conversations, and it's sort of like, wow, what are these guys saying? I mean, they're just two brilliant geniuses talking about stuff that, you know, just kind of like, it's heady stuff. But they're partnering up, and Ben Gortzel has stated that he is excited. He's super excited about Cardano because Cardano is actually providing the technology that they need to do what he wants to do with the artificial intelligence platform and services that he wants to provide. And so I think there's going to be a great pairing there. So at some point in time, AGI is going to switch over from Ethereum to the Cardano platform, and I think that's going to be a great thing. And it is still early for AGI. Now let me just say, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just giving you information that you can take it and do with it as you will. Also disclosure, I am in AGI, right, and Cardano as well, and in most things. But this is one that I'm pretty excited about, and so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you have an incredible day. I think you all are amazing, and just excited about the phenomenal things that are happening here in cryptocurrency. I hope to see you tomorrow. Press on, friends. Remember, it's always a great day to earn more crypto. Talk to you soon.